looking for volunteers to build communism on a faraway planet? Make yourself at home at the Red Outpost. The game includes dozens of wooden components, 24 crystals and 36 cards. The number of influence discs each player receives depends on the number of players. Place one influence disc on the starting space of the production wheel and another on space 5 of the victory points track. Each player receives one crystal. Place a phase marker on the morning space on the phase wheel. Place a mood marker on the starting space of each mood track. Place all the workers upright on the barracks location. Shuffle the lake deck and the spaceship deck separately and put them face down on the corresponding locations. Place the blocking tokens on certain locations according to the rules. Both game rounds consist of 5 phases. During each phase, players take turns in clockwise order. At the end of each phase, pass the first player token clockwise to the next player. During your turn, take an upright worker and place him flat in a different empty location. Depending on the phase, some of the locations might be unavailable. Then place one of your influence discs on the portrait of the worker you just moved. If the mood symbols are present on the location you moved the worker to, change the worker's mood accordingly. Then produce resources if the location allows it. For each resource cube you produce, advance your marker one space clockwise on the production wheel. Whenever your marker passes the reward area of the production wheel, score 2 victory points and gain a crystal. Produced resource cubes are placed on the storehouse location, never into players' personal supplies. Whenever there are 3 or more resource cubes of the same color in the storehouse, put one of them on the leftmost empty space of that resource's export track, then return 2 of them to the supply. Active player then receives a number of victory points printed below the newly occupied space of the export track. If the cube was placed in a space with a question mark, return it to the supply after scoring the points. Locations allow you to produce resources, change the mood of the workers, gain victory points, and receive other rewards. Day phases end after each of the 6 workers has been moved. Other phases end after each player has taken a single turn. A round ends after the evening. Check the worker's mood. For each worker, players who have the most influence discs on the worker receive or, if the number is negative, lose the number of victory points marked on the worker's mood track. Return all mood markers to the starting spaces, and all influence discs to the player's reserves. Then put all workers upright in the barracks and play the second round. Players score victory points for the contribution to the construction of the Palace of the Soviets, as well as 1 victory point for each 2 crystals they have. The player with the most victory points is the winner. You can liven up the game by using special cards which give the players advantages depending on the worker they are moving or the location they are visiting. Red Outpost is a tabletop strategy with the most unusual mechanics which include common worker meeples and resource cubes. Can you share and still win?